One of the best parts about automation is that it's constantly changing. Sometimes it's for the worse, sometimes it's for the better, but things are always changing, which means I can always get away with making the most powerful car of X year, which I've done twice or three times now, because engines are constantly changing in this game. So let's try it again. 2024, how good can I do? Last year I was able to make a car that had 10,500 horsepower. I'm going to try to best myself, see if I can do any better than that. Although, let's be real, it's not going to be particularly easy. So in order for this to work, we're going to need to put it in a vehicle that can take an engine that is absolutely massive. I'm hoping this Hummer has enough space, but there's really only one way to find out. The most powerful car I've made, 2024, is commencing now. So one of the things I'm going to do is change all of this stuff to the highest it can be, which is plus 15. That just basically means that things are a lot more expensive, but also we have access to every possible option in the game. This is a sandbox thing, so it doesn't particularly matter, but I just want everything that we can get. Now, the engine is the key aspect of this, otherwise what's the point of power? It's still the same thing. We need to up this to 15 on everything and try to get the most options we can get. As you may have guessed, this is going to have to be a V16, and it doesn't fit. No. That sucks. Okay, just to give you an idea of what we're going for, it is going to be a 21, almost 22 liter V16, the largest that you can get. And I found a vehicle that is willing to accept it. Isn't that lovely? It's a mod body, of course. The only way that you can get an engine like this into any car is to be unrealistic. And the car that I've got is one of these. It's going to be pretty darn cool when it's done. It looks absolutely ridiculous. I'll admit I've been out of the game a little bit with this. I don't know what the most powerful combination of engine stuff is. It used to actually be, I believe, direct acting overhead cam was the most powerful, as awkward as that seems, but I'm going to try everything. We'll see what we can get. We'll start with direct acting overhead cam, and maybe I'll turn it up if necessary. This is a square engine. It's not going to be particularly torquey or revvy by any means. It's all about that power number. I do not care at all if it gets like worse economy or something because of it. It doesn't matter. Basically for this, we're just giving it the absolute best possible stuff that it can get. I've also upboard the engine a little bit, so it's slightly bigger than it was. It's actually a 22.5 liter, nearly, V16. That is massive. As you may suspect, we're also going to need to put turbos on this, and we're going to need 4 turbos, smart boost, literally like the best possible combos that we can get on here. That's the only way to make this work. Fuel system is going to be direct injection per cylinder with the race style intake, and I believe the best fuel we can get in the game is compressed gas LNG. All of these fuels actually change the engine quite significantly. I think I'm going to run probably ethanol. We'll run E100 for now, and we'll see. 129 rods, probably good enough, but we'll have to come back to that and check it. Race headers, all the good stuff, literally no mufflers or anything. Make it as good as it possibly can be. Turbo is failing, everything's breaking. That's what I like to see. It's already broken, and I have not done anything yet. Hit the custom race preset. Hopefully the AI can save me. Wow, that is so bad. Header size, full size, exhaust size, full size, and we are only making 1,000 horsepower. The engine's apparently only good enough for like 2,400. This game's getting too realistic. Alright, AI, do your magic. Please give me a power number that's actually reasonable. Okay, it hasn't done anything. It has literally done nothing. This engine is garbage. Oh man. Turbo has failed due to pre-turbine pressure. The headers are getting too hot. Is that really the issue? Like, if I increase the header size, we get a little bit more power. The turbos are tiny. Oh my goodness, look at the exhaust size. What on the planet? The exhaust is big enough to swallow the turbos right now. Yeah, I think there's some kind of glitch going on there because, okay, no, there we go. The exhaust was permanently full size. But that looks a little bit nicer, 1,260 horsepower. I'm not even close to my 10,000 goal, come on. Alright, it's pretty clear that the issue with this car is the turbo stuff. There's just a lot of bad things going on here. Compressor, intercooler, turbine, all that stuff. What in the world is going on with these temperatures? 1,000 degrees Celsius, 1,100 degrees Celsius. There's something wrong here. Okay, that's a lot more power. All I did was up the compressor size. I'm going to up it completely. And the turbine size as well, we'll up that too. That cuts down on the temperatures significantly. It was over 1,000 before, which is just insane. Apparently we can make quite a lot of torque, although our reliability threshold for pistons is fairly low. I might need to increase that. Turns out our power reliability threshold is only 2,300. Like, we got to be able to do better than that. Okay, I found part of the issue. With the AI tune, we were restricted in RPM far too low. The conrods and the crank are definitely going to be a problem, but if you take a look at that, that's 5,476 horsepower, so I don't particularly care about any of this. The power reliability threshold, for whatever reason, that doesn't seem to matter at all because we are currently double this, and it's only 8% reduction, so like, who cares? Basically, we got to go back here. Titanium is not good enough. Like, what are we going to have to do to fix that? Forged light? Yes, but then we also are killing it when it comes to the pistons. So, what's next? So the crank I can fix by dropping it down to billet steel. The conrods, the best I can do is titanium. That's all that I can get for it. Titanium is the best. Unfortunately, because of the way that this game is working at the moment, I'm stuck basically having to choose between going for forged light, which would, and this is for the pistons, which unfortunately drops the piston reliability threshold significantly, or going forged heavy, which gives them enough room to breathe. Like, that's pretty much where we want to be. The only issue is it destroys the conrods. They cannot do more than 4,900, and we are well past that. Keeping in mind, of course, this is a dual overhead cam, 5 valves per cylinder. I might have to make some adjustments, including but not limited to lowering the bore. Man, that's just weak. It's only 15 liters now. 6,500 RPM reliability threshold on the conrods. I don't know if I can do any better than that. If we take this away, it gets worse. So more harmonic dampener is better, but it's still not enough. One of the things I've wanted in this game for a long time is invincible components for the bottom end. I'd really love to see a little, like this has a little button on the side for switching to flat plane. I'd love to see another one where it's like, click this to make these parts like unbreakable. That's what I want to see. Because at the moment, like this is the thorn in my side right now. This is a bit of an issue. Because I've made 6,000 horsepower, but I can't do anything over the 4,900 RPM. Like, it's just not going to let me do it. So now I have to drop this down. Then we lose power. It's like 90% broken. But this is the only way I can actually make any power. Well, let's just leave them at 73% broken and just say good enough and try to make as much power as I can in the, in this range. I think that's the only way this is going to work. So tweaking compression and stuff, I can get a little bit more power out of it, just a tiny bit. It's currently rocking 6,147 or 6 horsepower. That's not bad. That's a lot of power. I fully expect this to not actually work in BeamNG, by the way. Honestly, it might just KO instantly, so don't worry about it. It's all part of the deal. So before we get to my favorite slider to slide, I think I have everything basically set up as it needs to be. Full size everything, the biggest stuff we can get. The engine is starting to get close to the full size of the interior of the car, which is great. Actually, it looks extremely cool. I went ahead and did the car a little bit. It just hangs out through that glass. I love it. This is my favorite slider right here. It's the boost slider because this has a lot of real life implications, but also it makes a huge difference to peak power. Look at the numbers climb. 6,400, 6,500, just one click is 100 horsepower. Oh man, 10,000, here we come. The crank is starting to have issues with our, we've reached a torque reliability threshold up here, 75, 85. Is there anything I can do to make that better? Because at this point, oh, that's gonna do it. Okay, who cares about this reliability threshold for the RPM stuff? We're just going for the torque. I just want to make big power, and we can make a ton of torque here too. Okay, back into the boost, up to 7,000 horsepower. Come on. We're now pushing the conrods to their absolute limit. Keep in mind again that this is the best conrods that you can get overall for torque, and there's nothing else that we can do about it. So just keep pushing and hope it doesn't blow up. 9,220 or 9,232 newton meters of torque, 7,700 horsepower. Yes, please. And this is all at 6,400 RPM. We might even be able to squeak a little bit extra. 65. It's not liking it. Okay, that's the highest I can get to just using the boost meter, which is concerning. I was hoping I could do more. This 33.36 of boost, if I jump up a lot, yeah, it's diminishing returns. We've just lost a bunch of power. Changing the AR ratio and compressor trim, I've managed to get 77.57. That is beautiful. I'm thinking I might try to scale back the compressor. Oh no, that's a loss. Okay, no. So this is using a variable geometry turbo. If I switch to twin scroll, this might screw up the entire car. Oh, it makes more power. Oh, that's so good. Okay, just a touch more power out of the twin scroll. Let's see if it gives any more boost. No, it doesn't respond well to the boost. Let's go down instead. Just one thing down, and it actually gained. And now it's down again. So we've reached peak right here. By the way, fuel economy on this car, 63.3 liters per 100 Ks. Wow. So lowering the compression significantly has allowed me to reach 8,936.2 horsepower, 6,400 RPM. That is a lot of red there, and I am not used to seeing this much. In terms of stress and stuff, like, everything is all good. The headers and exhaust and intake might actually be too big. Intercooler's too big, and valves are all good. I'm wondering about potentially decreasing the springs and lifters because we don't actually need them to be that stiff. Yeah, we can gain a little bit of power out of this because we're not trying to reach super high RPM anymore. I thought it was going to be decent, but apparently not. Oh man, the RPM makes such a big difference. Just 100 more RPM and we're over 9,000 horsepower. Ah, man. Conrods, why do you hate me so much? Let's just leave it at 90%. Like, who cares? I just want to make the most power possible. With the intercooler being too big, we might actually be able to make more power if it shrinks. So I'm going to do that. No, we lost power. Hold on. Okay, back into the boost, 9,143. Basically what happens is every time you reach the maximum boost that you can do, you jump back up to the AR. And once you reach the maximum AR that you can do, go back over to the top end, not the bottom end, tweak all this stuff, and then come back and do it again. And then you'll finally, hopefully, get your 10,000 horsepower. It has been a long time coming. Let's go, let's go. Darn close. The graph is shrinking rapidly right now. What is this? That's got to be the ceiling. You know, if we never actually get all the way up here, it's not going to matter, right? We can just coast at like 8,000 RPM and never actually make that peak torque and peak power. It'll be all good. Conrods are so close to exploding that I cannot make any more power with them, which is so unfortunate. Oh my goodness. We actually need to lower the amount of torque that we have. Like, somehow we need to lower torque. 9,523.1 horsepower. I'm very interested to see what happens if we take away the upbore. It just absolutely, utterly destroys the engine. Compressor surge has destroyed the turbos. I would pretty much have to just redo this entire thing if I wanted to change that. Not gonna happen. Boys, I have actually reached peak for this engine. I don't think I can get higher than this. It's come to the conclusion that these conrods at negative 79%, I mean, just to put it in perspective, I'm currently well over the threshold rating. Very much over. That's over 2,000 newton meters of torque over the reliability threshold. So if I put up the boost even one tick, boom, conrods failed due to excessive torque. We make way too much torque to the point that this thing cannot drive anymore. 9,500 HP is a little bit too much apparently. I don't think there's anything I can do here. I was thinking about potentially just changing this entire setup because I'm running dual overhead cam, which is a lot better for RPMs, but that doesn't make a ton of sense for what I'm doing, but it's kind of hard to know what the best thing to choose is. Oh my goodness, I did it. It is like cheeky as heck, but I've managed to make 10,000 horsepower. 10,000 and it's totally broke. Like, this is just not good, but I don't care. I see the number. I'm looking at it right now. That is 10,073.6 horsepower. Who cares if the engine works or if the graph looks any realistic at all? This thing is looking good, and I've somehow done it while staying under the Conrad torque limit. Glitching the game is all that I care about now. Let's try and make this even worse. The way that I did that, by the way, is I just messed with the VVL RPM. I've changed it to be I have to go back another thing. 4-valve dual overhead cam, so it's a little bit different, and that allows me to have access to VVL and VVT, which means we can screw up the VVL profile and essentially do this. So I'm down. Okay, we can't raise the RPM anymore because if I do, it's probably gonna shatter. Oh, darn, it just immediately breaks. Like, we're so close. Okay, a couple more tweaks, we got this. A little more compression perhaps. Oh yeah, it likes compression. Come on. 10,500. That's all I need. That's 400 more. We can do this. I have almost reached maximum AR ratio. This is going off the absolute rails. Glitching the game, turns out it works. Works really good. That's maximum AR ratio. Okay, this is the one I was worried about. I am actually like a little bit nervous about this, but we're gonna put up the boost limit. Oh, 10,250. One more. Oh, no. They failed due to excess torque? Are you kidding me? Okay, I don't care. Who cares? Go up. Further. Even further beyond. 10,570. Oh, man. Who cares about the Conrads? Yes. Everything's failing. Yes. 11,000 horsepower. Yes. It's not going to let me export this, but I don't even care. We'll bring it back down to a level where it's exportable. Because at this point it's just going to break. 11,200. 11,253. I think I've flown too close to the sun. That is 11,370, and I can't get higher than that. I might be able to do it with compression, though. Let's see. Oh, no, it shattered it. No. Oh, okay, I thought I lost it. Oh, no, that lost power, too. Okay, I'm going to write that down. 11,370. That is the most amount of power I think I've ever made in this game, and it is looking mint right there. I absolutely love to. 11,004. Oh my goodness. We're going straight monkey brain right now. I am making so much power so quickly that there is nothing else that I want to see other than that number go up. We just need to make more power. More power. Tweaking the VVL profile. Can we hit 12,000? Can we hit 12,000 horsepower? Every single nanny in this game is about to punch me in the face. We have full red on everything except for the piston reliability threshold. Everything is broken. And we're not done yet. 12,000 is within my sights. Look at this. 12,000 horsepower? I'm gonna die happy. Boys, that is 12,030 horsepower. I did not think it was humanly possible. But the only way to do it is by glitching the game ridiculously, so I guess it isn't exactly humanly possible. But, is that it? Can I do anything else? Like, every small ooh, that's more. Okay. But every small tweak that I do is like, I'm just raising things higher and higher or lower and lower until there's nothing left to give. Like, if I could do more RPM, this would be more interesting, but at this point, we are absolutely stuck at 6,500. I am running out of boost that I can give this. It is darn close. 12,200 horsepower. 12,218. Oh, it's giving up every second click. Okay, back to the top end. This is all I've been doing the entire time, by the way. Just springs and lifters. Like, anything I can do to get more power. Okay, I can't lower the compression, otherwise it breaks. I can't raise the springs and lifters much more because it's not doing anything. I am at the point now where I think I have run into... Oh yeah, that breaks it. Raising the cam profile totally breaks it. But I might have run into the maximum power that I can get. Or at least darn close. Some of these sliders I am admittedly a little bit afraid to change, like the VVL RPM. I don't want to change that and then lose what we have here, because this is just like absolutely insane. Okay, what we're gonna do before I finish this is we're gonna test out this engine in automation to see what it sounds like, because I don't think it's even gonna fly in BeamNG. It probably won't even let me export this because of how low the reliability is. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. We'll play it by ear. That's as high as the boost is gonna let me go. That is 12,261.3, which we can't put the point in the number there. But that's it. That's the most power that I can make, I think. That I'm sure I could tweak it for another hour or so and just keep getting little bits more out of it, and maybe try some different fuel and redo it over and over again. But for now, 12,261 horsepower. Boys, is that enough? No, I know it's not enough. Okay, I have a challenge for you. If you have this game, or maybe just buy the game, try to beat this. Try to see if you can beat 12,261.3 horsepower in this game. It would be pretty cool to see some people destroy this record, and feel free to use glitches and stuff to do it, because that's the only way I was able to make this much power. That is so much, I am scared. Okay, here we go. This is where things get fun, because I don't think the game is going to be able to handle this. Let's start up this engine. It's actually fairly quiet. The RPM the RPM target is kind of important, because if we hit the actual full RPM, then it's just going to grenade itself and die. But I'm just going to sort of modulate the throttle a little bit myself and kind of see how it sounds. That does not do anything. Okay, I guess we're just idling. Put it up on the gas a little bit. Yeah, I mean, right here we're making 8,000 horsepower, just to put that into perspective. So we don't even really need this top peak. I could set the RPM limit here and we'd still be making 8 grand. Like, that's enough. Yeah, if you go up to the full RPM, it just shatters, so that's always good. Basically, I think the only way to make this thing reliable... Okay, it's 6,000 horsepower? But the graph... Oh, no, I'm looking at torque. Yeah, 6,000 horsepower. I guess that's pretty much where you'd have to cut it off. Like, I'd have to just cut the RPMs here, and then that's the only way we can actually make this thing remotely drivable. Here, we're doing a pull. Yeah, it just broke. Oh, that's so good. Okay, before we go too far and then attempt to export this absolute disaster into BeamNG, let's just make sure that it'll actually let me export it. Sometimes it won't. Oh yeah, it totally will. Okay, we're good. We're good. Let's put a design on this car real quick. So I've equipped this thing with full-on drag tires, with the biggest tires you can get in this game. It's got 19-inch rims, which is not that crazy actually, but I'm going to increase the size of the wheels just ever so slightly, and then I'm going to do the rest of it in the other thing that you can do, where you can modify stuff without actually affecting how they'll drive in BeamNG. But we need a lot of offset. We basically need to fill out the wheel wells, and this just ain't cutting it. So this is going to get a lot bigger. So my whole thing with this car is I want it to look like a Hot Wheels car, which it's very much going for right now. It's just massive and ridiculous and very, very cool. I'm not going to do any crazy fixtures on it. I think the best thing to do with this car is just to paint it and give it some funky tones, and then it's good enough. Mostly because I want to try this thing out at BeamNG and I'm running out of time. But let's do it. Yellow, probably, like a very, very bright yellow. That is too bright. Okay, that's good. So this car's top speed is ridiculous, and it's also 598.6 kilometers per hour. That is, wow, I like it. But that also means that our brakes are garbage, and everything else about it is garbage, because nothing can keep up with 500 and whatever kilometers an hour. Almost 600, basically. That's full-size brakes, everything that I can do, and it's not even close. Ooh, except quality. Let's raise that up. There we go, that's a little bit better. I was thinking about optimizing the weight to be lighter, but I mean, it is kind of heavy. The thing is that even doing this all the way, it doesn't really take off that much weight, so I guess that's what we're going to have to do. I'm just worried that it's going to be so light that it just will not drive well at all, but we'll find out soon enough. Everything here is all just race preset stuff, suspension set as low as it can go. It's very sporty, it's extremely expensive. It's going to be ridiculously fast, except when it isn't, and if I'm not careful with the RPM, it's going to blow up pretty much instantly. So let's take this thing out for a drive after I give it a bit of a name. I hereby dub this car the Banana 12K, not 4K, 12K. This is a big boy, and it makes big power, probably a little bit too big for what it's used for, because it doesn't actually brake for whatever reason. I don't know how much power it makes in BeamNG. I guess we could probably check. This is an engine debug UI app, and I believe it has the information that I'm looking for. If I just pull it all the way, yeah, I can see. I mean, it's ridiculously difficult to see, but when you're really huffing it full power, it actually does get up there with the wheel torque and everything. Like, that's, oh my goodness, that's almost 20,000 Newton meters. Like, there's something wrong with this thing, but it actually works, and that's the main thing. I'm very, very happy about that alone. I'm just going to leave a graph at the bottom of the screen there so you can see what's going on, but take a look at power in PS as we increase things all the way to the top. As I fly through the gears, we're running almost 8,000. That might be the most I can do. So yeah, the power is significantly diminished in BeamNG, but it's not that bad. It's still got a ridiculous amount. Like, this thing can outrun pretty much any other car that I've made in this game. I'm just shocked, again, that it actually functions. Now, what I want to do is take off this... oh, we're not going two-wheel drive. That's a horrible idea. But wheel spin is probably a bit of a thing with this. Oh yeah, no, it's an absolute disaster and handful. Completely uncontrollable in all aspects. I like it a lot. At one point there it saw over 10,000 PS, whatever. The turbochargers are overheating, come on. We're making some serious gains though. I'm doing one heck of a drift. Okay, I'm going to stick it out in sport mode and just kind of see how it goes. This is a sequential gearbox, by the way. I probably should have made it a dual clutch, but it's all good in the hood. I think that... I don't really know what else to say here. Like, this car will not drive straight no matter what I do. The Banana's a little too slippery, if you know what I'm saying. It hesitates a little bit. It's definitely not perfect, but it is a ridiculously cool car, and I'm very happy to be able to drive it in BeamNG. So, what do you think? The most powerful car I've made, 2024, is so far this Banana Hot Wheels thing. I definitely feel that eventually, as the game progresses further and further, the power threshold is going to lessen. But, I mean, with drag tires and stuff, they're still kind of going for people like me who just want to max out the game and see what's possible, which is cool, so I'm happy about that. At the end of the day, the game is getting more realistic, which is great for some. Maybe not so great for others who are more interested in this type of thing, but I'm happy to say it is totally possible to still make 12,000 horsepower and live to tell the tale. Now what we have to do before we pack this up, real quick, super quick, one drag pass. One drag pass is all I need. First a roundup or a warm-up, and then a real legit drag pass. Okay, here we go, just a warm-up. Oh yes. Yeah, okay, I gotta fly through gears a lot faster than that. Oh, that's gonna be quick. Grid map V2 drag race, boys. We're gonna be racing against something that is not going to be able to compete with this at all. Let's just do it against my default vehicle from before, which is a very fast car, but it's not this fast. It makes a big difference when you have automation stuff to deal with. That car is quick, and it's probably going to smash me in just basically every other possible way, because I can't keep the engine running. Oh, please. Yeah, no, it just keeps dying. Okay, we're gonna go into neutral. I can hear the supercharger whine on that. The engine died, the engine died. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my goodness, I'm gonna get thrashed. Oh, that was bad. Let me do it again. You have to be like dead slow to be able to get this thing to go. Okay, here we go, here we go. That guy's gonna be lined up. That's the run, that's the run. Third. Oh, I'm in the wrong lane. 8 seconds. Oh, that's not actually that fast. Well, I'm not going to try and do better. This car is so ridiculously uncontrollable. There is nothing I can do. But guys, until next time, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you want to support this channel and support the stuff I've been doing here, then check out my Patreon, check out my YouTube membership stuff. Those names are coming up next. And you'll get to support me, and I appreciate it. That's pretty much it. I don't do any exclusive content at the moment. Everything I do is up here on YouTube. I'm not on any other social networks these days. I quit everything. Too toxic online, man. We gotta be positive out here and just have fun. But thank you guys for watching. See you again soon. Big thank you to those who are still supporting me despite my lack of content recently. Special thanks to Overlord, G.A. Pope, Davis Heister, Goofy Plays, Baja Blast, Mancini Country, Shadow Jasper, and I Look Valheim Milk. Thank you guys for supporting me in the V8 tier, which is $5 a month. It's insane that you guys have been giving for so long. I really do appreciate it. This YouTube channel is ridiculously inconsistent these days, and the only consistent thing here is your support, so thank you. See you guys again next time.